The Midnight Town. When it all started, no one thought anything of it. The whole town, Ashford Valley, was a typical American town. Snow-covered roads, the bells of the old church, and people who spent their entire lives in one place. But then, one person disappeared, then another, then an entire family. And every time the police chief would say the same thing. They must have gone somewhere on their own. But one night, the entire town felt the truth for the first time. Because that same night, something was seen on the road leading to the mountain peak that shook the very foundations of the whole town. 11:58 p.m. A freezing wind was blowing. A truck driver, Harold Briggs, was heading home after finishing his shift. He had driven that road for years, but that night, as he reached mile marker 21, he saw, in the middle of the road, a town was standing, completely lit up. Street lights were on, the houses were whole. There was a crowd-like silence, as if people were inside, but no one was visible outside. Harold stopped the truck in surprise. This was never here before. He didn't get out of the vehicle. He just kept staring out the window. It turned to midnight, exactly 12 a.m. And then, the entire town vanished in one jolt, as if the light had been switched off, as if it had never existed. Harold told the police the next day, but they laughed and replied, "You must have been tired. You imagined it." After that night, Harold was never seen again. His truck was found. The door was open. The headlights were on. His phone was lying on the seat. Not a single trace of Harold Briggs was found anywhere. The news spread quietly across the country. Most people dismissed it as a lie. But one man, Ethan Cole, took it seriously. Ethan was a famous documentary YouTuber. He investigated missing persons, mysterious places, and American myths. And when he heard the news of the Midnight Town, he thought, "This might be the biggest case of my career." After 2 weeks of research, Ethan noted some startling facts. In the last 31 years, 47 people had disappeared on this same route. The last GPS ping of every missing person was found near midnight. Faint sounds of church bells could be heard in a few phone recordings, but no church exists in that area. And most importantly, in many cases, the GPS showed a location, Donhill Town, undefined zone. No such town was registered anywhere in the country. Ethan decided he would go there and film himself. He included his 2 friends, Lena and Marcus, in the team. The 3 set out for Ashford Valley at 11:30 p.m. one night. As they approached mile marker 21, the mobile signal began to drop. A strange chill filled the car. Lena wrapped her jacket around her and said, "This place feels so dead. There's no traffic either." Marcus pointed ahead. "We are approaching the marker where the town was seen." Ethan's eyes were on the GPS. His heart began to pound. 11:58 p.m. Between some trees, a light was visible in the distance. Ethan took a deep breath. "Keep the cameras rolling. If we see anything..." But he couldn't finish his sentence because, as the clock showed 11:59:44, fog began to rise from both sides of the road. Slowly, first white, then blue, and then entirely golden colored. Marcus peered out the window. "Dude, this fog, it's moving." The fog was shifting, as if someone was hidden inside it, as if it was rising with a person's breath. And at 11:59:57, suddenly, in front of the road, a lamppost lit up, then a second, then dozens, and as it turned 12 a.m., Dawnhill town came alive. Houses, shops, the church, the pathways, everything came into full existence. But no human was visible. "Oh my God!" Lena whispered. Ethan spoke only two words. "It's real." The three did not leave the car. They stayed in their position on the road, surveying the town. There was light in the window of every house. Faint sounds of TV were audible. Sounds like bowels clattering too, as if someone was inside. But there were no shadows behind the windows. Lena said softly, "This town looks alive, but it's empty." Ethan zoomed in and focused on the church. A sign was posted there. "Welcome to Dawnhill, established 1893. Marcus immediately said, "This name was never in the records. This town doesn't exist." Ethan nodded. "Maybe it did. Once. But..." Suddenly, the church bell rang. The sound of the bell was exactly the same as the one heard in the final phone recordings of several missing people. Dong! 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 A weak but deep sound, as if coming from very far away, as if forced to ring. Marcus dropped the camera. "Ethan, we should get out of here." "Shh!" Ethan raised his hand. "Look, someone is coming." From the front of the church, a man was emerging. Tall, face hidden, a black coat hanging without swaying in the wind, as if the power to move did not belong to him, but to someone else. The man did not walk. He glided. There was no sound of feet on the ground. Lena held her breath. "He's not human. He's..." Marcus finished the sentence. "Looking behind us." The man turned straight toward the car. His face was hidden in the fog, but his sight seemed able to see everything even in the deepest darkness. Ethan whispered, "He can see us?" The man stopped. He tilted his head, as if listening, then pointed a finger straight at them. A few seconds later, the whole town, all at once, looked toward the camera. Shadows began to appear behind the windows. Movement, quickly, all together, as if the town had realized someone from outside is watching. Ethan gripped the camera tightly. "Start recording. Don't stop, no matter what happens." But then, something happened that was enough to freeze their blood in their veins. Every window in the town, all at once, slammed shut like electricity being switched off. Everything plunged into darkness, except for the church. A faint golden light was visible in its windows, and in that light, the man was now standing right in front of the car. For a moment, just a moment, the whistling wind stopped. The speed of the air became zero, and the man tried to speak for the first time. His voice was not human, like an old radio frequency breaking up and reconnecting with a new one. He could only say one incomplete sentence: "You return." And Ethan opened the car door at that very moment. "Run! Run!"
The recording picks up with heavy breathing. A car door slams, then silence. Thick, suffocating silence. Alex keeps whispering, "Go, go, go! Just drive, dude!" But Ethan isn't moving. His fingers are shaking on the steering wheel as the engine sputters like something is choking it from the inside. Jade whispers, "Alex, stop yelling. It can hear us." They all freeze, because somewhere in the fog, something answers her back. A slow, dragging sound, not footsteps, more like something being pulled across the pavement, inch by inch. Alex lowers his voice. "What the hell is that?" Ethan's eyes go wide. He's staring straight through the windshield. The fog isn't fog anymore. It's shaping into figures. Long, distorted, human-shaped, but not human in any way that makes sense. Their limbs hang like wet ropes. Their heads tilt too far to one side as if their necks snapped long ago. And each one vibrates lightly like a video buffering on bad Wi-Fi. Jade whispers, "They're stuck between existing and not existing." Alex snaps, "We're gonna get stuck like that too if you don't drive!" Ethan slams his foot on the pedal. The car screams forward, but the road doesn't move. Everything outside the car stays exactly where it is, like the wheels are turning in place. The town stays right in front of them, no matter how hard the car accelerates. Jade gasps, "We're not moving." Alex shouts, "What do you mean we're not moving?" The GPS flickers. Location, Millerstown, inner loop, no exit. Ethan grips the wheel harder. It's making us stay. And then they hear it, a faint tapping. Not on the windows, not on the roof. It's coming from the back seat. A slow tap. 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 Alex turns around, terrified out of his mind, expecting to see something sitting behind them. There's nothing. Just shadows. But then the shadows move. A hand, small, pale, slides up the back window from the inside. Jade screams, "Alex, don't look directly at it!" Too late. Alex locks eyes with something behind them. His face twists, his jaw clenches. He goes completely still. Ethan shouts, "Alex, bro, what are you looking at?" No answer. Alex's mouth slowly opens, like he's trying to speak but can't. A voice, his voice, but wrong, comes out. "You're late." Jade grabs Alex's jacket, shaking him violently. "Alex, snap out of it! That's not you talking!" His head whips toward her with a cracking sound. His eyes are pitch black. But then, he smiles. Not a scared smile, a knowing smile. Alex whispers, "They've been waiting for him." Ethan chokes out, "For who?" Alex points directly at Ethan, his face still twisted in that unnatural smile. "For you." The car suddenly jerks, like something is pulling it sideways, not tipping it, not crashing it, dragging it. The outside world blurs as the car scrapes against the pavement and grinds towards the glowing streetlights of Millerstown like a magnet being pulled home. Jade screams, "Ethan, they're taking us inside! Do something!" Ethan grips the wheel with both hands, fighting back, but it's like something invisible has attached chains to the car and is hauling them in. The closer they get, the louder they hear it. Voices, dozens of voices, whispering at the exact same time. "Come home, come home, come home." Ethan yells, "I'm not from here." The whispering stops, just for 1 second. Then a child's voice answers him. "You are." The car stops instantly, dead silent. Everything outside looks normal again. Empty streets, warm glowing houses, no fog, no shadows. Jade and Ethan gasp for air. But Alex is still frozen, staring forward, eyes black. Ethan unlocks his seatbelt. "I'm going out there." Jade grabs his wrist. "No, you saw what happened. The boy told you, if you go in, you won't leave." Ethan pulls away. "Jade, this town knows my name, my family, my face. It dragged us here. If I don't, Alex dies. And maybe we do too. Jade is shaking uncontrollably. Ethan, please. But Ethan opens the door. Cold air rushes in, carrying the smell of wet dirt. And something old, something ancient. Ethan steps out onto the glowing pavement, and instantly, the street behind him seals off, like a door closing. Jade screams inside the car, "Ethan!" But he can't hear her. He tries to turn back, but the road is gone. The car is gone. He's alone, in the middle of Millerstown. And then he sees it. Across the street, the Miller Family Museum. The sign flickers. A light turns on inside, and a figure appears in the doorway. A man, tall, still, face hidden in shadow. But Ethan recognizes the shape instantly, because he's been seeing this silhouette since childhood. Ethan whispers, voice trembling, "Dad?" The figure lifts its head. Its eyes glow faint white, and it speaks in Ethan's father's voice, but layered with something deeper, older, inhuman. "Welcome home, son." Ethan steps backwards. Every window in the town lights up at once. Every door on every house creaks open, and all the figures, the ones that were shadows in the fog, step out into the streets. Hundreds of them, all turning toward Ethan, all smiling. Alex's voice echoes from somewhere far behind him. "They're not welcoming you." A pause. "They're claiming you." The recording ends with Ethan whispering, barely audible, "Jade, Alex, someone, help me." Then a long, high-pitched static scream and silence.
The footage opens with a strange, glitching hum. The camera flickers. We see Ethan, standing in the middle of Millerstown, surrounded by silent houses and glowing windows. His voice is shaking. His breath is short. His flashlight is trembling in his hand. Okay. I just need to find Alex, find Jade, get out. He takes one step. All the lights in town flicker, once, like the entire place blinked. A cold voice echoes behind him. "You cannot leave." Ethan spins around. The silhouette of the man, his father or whatever looked like him, stands under a street lamp. But this time Ethan sees it properly. The thing wearing his father's body is wrong. Its arms are too long, its posture slightly twisted, its skin flickers like an old film reel. He whispers, "You're not him." The creature tilts its head. Then it smiles. Not his father's smile, something stretched, pulled, hungry. "Your father came here once, long ago, just like you." The ground vibrates under Ethan's feet. "You were born into this place, into its debt, into its hunger." Ethan steps back. "What does that mean?" The creature answers without emotion. "Millerstown is where those who should have died live, and where those who visit join." Ethan backs away. No. The creature lifts one finger, points at Ethan, and suddenly Ethan's vision blashes white. When it clears, he's inside the museum. The doors slam shut behind him. The room is filled with old portraits, families, children, couples, all smiling, all lifeless, all with familiar faces. Ethan walks slowly down the hallway. His breath stops when he sees a frame titled "The Miller Line." At the top is his father. Below him, Ethan. Below Ethan, a blank frame, waiting. A nameplate under the empty frame reads, "Ethan Miller, returning member." Ethan whispers, shaking, "No, I'm not part of this family. I'm not staying. I'm leaving." The lights inside the museum shut off one by one. A voice behind him whispers, "You cannot leave home."
The shadows in the portraits step out of the photographs. One, then two, then all of them. Their bodies stretch out of the photographs like melting wax, forming hollow versions of the people they once were. Dozens of them, all crawling toward Ethan. He runs deeper into the museum, down old wooden stairs, through a basement door, into complete darkness. His flashlight shakes wildly across the stone floor. The basement walls are covered in carvings, symbols, names, dates, and on the far wall, a map. Not of the town, of the world. Certain places burned away, certain roads scratched out, but one place is circled in red. Mile marker 13, Route 47, portal access, midnight only. Ethan whispers, "Portal?" Suddenly a hand shoots out of the darkness and grabs his ankle. He screams. Another hand grabs his arm. Another grabs his shoulder. Jade's voice echoes through the dark, far away but clear. "Ethan, you can get out! The portal! Use it before midnight ends!" He claws at the basement floor, pulling himself toward the stairs, but the hands drag him back, harder, faster, into the dark, into the center of the room where the shadows are thickest. And then, silence. For a full 10 seconds, the camera catches nothing. Only darkness. Only the faint sound of breathing. Then Ethan speaks, but it's not his voice. It's layered, distorted, half human, half something else. "I am home." The recorder shakes wildly. A bright flash fills the screen, and the feed cuts. Black. Then a single final frame appears. Millerstown. Entry complete. New resident registered. And the name below it. Ethan Miller.
The screen flickers back on. This time, the footage is from Alex's phone, shaking violently as he sprints down Route 47. He's out of breath. His voice is cracking. "Ethan, if you can hear this, please just hold on. Jade says you're still alive. We're coming back." The highway is empty. Silent. Pitch black. Not even headlights from passing cars. Just Alex running, panting, choking on fear. Jade's voice suddenly breaks through behind the camera, whispering fast and desperate. "Alex, the town. Look." Alex turns the camera. Millerstown is visible again, but this time, it's wrong. The buildings are taller, the windows are narrower, the streetlights bend like they're breathing, and the entire place is pulsing like a heartbeat. Alex swallows hard. That wasn't there 10 minutes ago. Jade steps into frame, shaking, terrified, but determined. "We're going in. Ethan is still somewhere inside. I heard him." Alex whispers, "That wasn't Ethan's voice, Jade." She looks up at him sharply. "I don't care. He's alive, and we are not leaving without him." They walk toward the glowing fog. The screen glitches, flickers, darkens, and then they're inside the town. But it doesn't look like the town Ethan saw. The streets are wet. The lights are blood red, and every house has its door wide open, as if the entire town is expecting them. Alex whispers, "This place? It's changing." Jade slowly raises her flashlight, or reacting. Footsteps echo behind them. Not human footsteps. Heavy, wet, dragging. Alex points the camera down the street. Jade, something's coming." A tall silhouette moves between the houses. It's the same height as Ethan, the same shape, but wrong. Wrong posture, wrong movements, wrong breathing. "Ethan?" Jade calls out. The silhouette stops, turns its head, and smiles. Too wide, too sharp, too familiar. Alex pulls her back. "That's not him."
The creature steps into the light. It is Ethan's face, but stretched, hollow, dripping black fluid like ink from the eyes. The voice is layered, multiple voices stacked over Ethan's. "You came back." Jade whispers, "Ethan, please, fight it. I know you're in there." The creature tilts its head. "I am here." Jade steps forward with trembling hands. Alex grabs her arm hard. "Jade, stop! That's not Ethan!" The creature extends one arm, and its fingers stretch, longer, curling like tentacles trying to reach her. Jade whispers, "Ethan, if you can hear me, move your eyes, do something." For one perfect second, the creature blinks. Humanly. Ethan's real voice, weak, broken, distant, echoes from somewhere inside it. "Help! Help me!" Jade gasps and steps forward. The creature snaps its head sideways, cracking bone. "You cannot help him. He belongs here now." Suddenly the ground shudders. Streetlights black out one by one. All the houses slam their doors shut violently. Except one. The museum. The same building Ethan was trapped inside. The door glows. Jade squeezes Alex's hand. "He's in there." Alex breathes hard. "We're going to die, Jade." She looks up at him with a mix of terror and pure determination. "Then we die finding him." They sprint. The creature shrieks behind them, an inhuman, bone-breaking scream that cracks the air. It charges after them fast, too fast, distorting reality with every step. Jade bursts through the museum door. Alex dives in behind her. The door slams shut violently. Silence. Only their panicked breathing echoes in the dark hallway. Alex whispers, "Where is he?" Jade lifts her flashlight. Every portrait on the wall has changed. Every face in every frame is Ethan. Different ages, different clothes, different expressions. Hundreds of Ethans. Some smiling, some screaming, some staring blankly. Jade whispers, No, this isn't real. It can't be. They're copying him." A soft voice comes from upstairs. "I'm here." Jade spins. "Ethan!" They run up the stairs. At the top is a long hallway. Fog seeps out from under the doors, and at the very end stands Ethan. The real Ethan. Pale, shaking, eyes hollow, but human. Jade runs toward him. "Ethan, we're taking you home." He whispers, "You shouldn't have come back." Alex grabs him, slinging his arm around his shoulders. "Shut up. We're all getting out." The lights flicker. Ethan's voice drops to a tremble. "You don't understand. If I leave, something else leaves with me." Alex stares at him. "What does that mean?" Ethan looks up, eyes filled with terror. "It means I'm not the only Ethan in this house." Behind them, all the doors on the hallway slam open at once, and dozens of Ethan copies step out, some missing eyes, some missing limbs, some smiling, some crawling, all whispering together, "Come back home." Alex screams, "Run!" They sprint down the stairs, dragging Ethan. The copies chase after them, running, crawling, twisting, slamming into walls, reaching with clawed fingers, screaming in Ethan's voice. They reach the exit, but the front door is gone. Only a wall now. The museum has sealed them inside. Jade screams in pure terror. "They're changing the building! They're trapping us!" Ethan grabs her arms, shaking, desperate. There's one last way out, but it opens if the town chooses someone to stay. Alex shakes his head violently. No, 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 none of us are staying. We all leave. The copies scream louder. Dozens of Ethans shouting in perfect unison. Only one leaves. Ethan looks at his friends with tears in his eyes. I know who it wants. The lights explode. The museum roars, and every copy steps forward, reaching, choosing.